It is Follow Through Time. I'm Pastor Fred. Great to have you with us. If this is your first time, what we're doing here is we look at something out of the Bible, usually a verse or two, and we say, okay, God, what are you saying? Because we want to live that out. We want to believe it, embrace it, and put it into practice. All right, so subscribe. If this is something that just really helps you, then share this with the people in your life. What a cool thing. We are in today, we're going to be in Psalm 56, verses 3 and 4, which is really, I think, most of the Psalms, I think the best way to look at them is like a prayer, or a prayer that you sing, and they're not just, like Hallmark card, sayings that are there. They're certainly wise, they're certainly inspiring and awesome. But they really communicate quite often what we're feeling and what we're going through. And today we're going to talk about the emotion of fear, of being afraid. What are you most afraid of? Just think about that for a second. Right? I mean, if you have to pause this, that's fine. But what really kind of strikes fear into your heart? Now, in our world today, especially for guys, right? If I could talk to my guys out there, we're kind of trained to not be afraid, and really to think of fear as a bad thing. But I think when you're not afraid of anything, that could be a problem, because there are some things that you should be afraid of. For example, if a hungry lion were to make his way, I know it's far-fetched, but just work with me here. A hungry lion gets into your house. I don't know, that's probably going to make you pretty afraid. Now, see, that's the thing, is what do we do with that fear? What do we do with that? Because that's a kind of a warning sign from God that there's a lion in your house, you better deal with it. And so you're going to deal with that, and you're right? So you might still be afraid of it, have a healthy fear of it, and realize, like, wow, this is something that I cannot deal with, and so you'll probably bring in somebody to help you and get that done. Now, here is the move God calls us to do. And it's kind of similar, right? You acknowledge there's an issue, acknowledge you're afraid, and take it to Him and get the help you need. So Psalm 56, verse 3 and 4 says this: when I am afraid, I put my trust in you. Right? This is King David, right? Powerful man, and who have been through a lot of battles, saw a lot of scary stuff, I'm sure. So it's, the problem is not being afraid, but it's what we do with it. He says, when I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. He's talking directly to God. This could be our prayer as well. Lord, this is too much. This cancer diagnosis, it's just too much, right? Maybe this problem going on in my family is too much. This thing at school, all the classes, all the pressure, it's too much. This thing at work, I don't know what's going to happen with my job. It's too much. I am afraid. These are real things that happen to us. But do we put our trust in Him? See, that's the thing. Let this be your prayer. Like, after you watch this, I want you to just go to God with this and say, Lord, I put my trust in you. That's not a boast, but that's saying, look, you're the one, God, who can help me. You have the resources, you have the love, the forgiveness, the joy that I need, right? You even set me free from the burden of sin and the burden of death by your Son's dying and rising for me. I've got all of that, so I can trust you. I put my trust in you. In God, he kind of underlines it a little in verse 4, in whose word I praise. In God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me? Now again, David had his enemies, man. David had even family members trying to get at him, trying to be king in his place. So he knows. He's not just, sitting in some lofty perch saying, yeah, you got to trust in God. He's going, look, I've been through the fire, and this is his prayer. Like, when I look at what God can do, when I look at what He has done, He's defeated death for me. Like, what could any human being possibly do? Now, I get it. You hear me say that, and you're like, well, that's easy for you to say. It is not. It's painful for me to say. It's difficult for me to say that there are real enemies and real things that come against us. Things that could make us afraid. But let's make this our prayer. Trust in Him, trust that He is all that we need, that He's got all that we could possibly need. We can go to Him and He's going to listen. He's going to reassure us. And what He's going to do, honestly, is bring us back to the Word. And He's going to connect us with some people that can also stand with us. And that we can, instead of giving into that fear and shutting down, we give it to Him. And we experience His peace, we experience His comfort, His encouragement, and His strength. All right? Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.